What's good, everybody? It's Sorry for Christ. We're going to read here starting. Well, we have a story. Wicked insect with potentially fatal sting present in PA beyond. And we're going to start here in Matthew chapter 12. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas. And behold, a greater than Jonas is here. The queen of south shall rise up in their judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, for she came from the uttermost parts of the earth. There's stuff that's rising up that you have to be prepared for. That's part of what I'm trying to get you ready for. So you have to be ready. I don't know what the queen of the earth is, from the uttermost parts of the earth is, but it's something that we will see. To hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, a greater than Solomon is here, whom the unclean spirit is gone out of a man. He walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. If you aren't getting led by God, you won't find comfort in the place that you're trying to go. Then he saith, I will return to my house from where I came out. If he's not leading you, even if you leave, you can't return back to where you're trying to go, because God got to lead you. Then goeth, he had taken him with himself 7 other spirits, whose wicked man himself in the matter. Then he saith, I will return to my house from whence I came out. And then he is come, he findeth empty, swept, and garnished. So what's going to happen is when you leave your house unattended, what if you leave your door wide open unattended? Somebody's going to come in and take from you. So the same thing with your faith. If you don't have your faith strong, somebody's going to come and take your faith from you and lead you astray. Hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, a greater than Solomon is here. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return unto my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits, whose wicked than itself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. So when you have things that go on in your life, when you take on the wickedness and you're not praying to God, you're not putting God first, that's when bad stuff happens. You'll get worse, because wicked spirits bring more, like Legion when he was possessing a man and he cast it out into the pigs. And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. While he yet talked to the people, behold, thy mother and thy brother stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him that, who is my mother, and who is my brother? And said unto him, who is my brother? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. The same day that went Jesus out of the house and sat right there. So my thing is, when you're dealing with things, you gotta take it one step at a time. You're gonna deal with a lot of different things. I always deal with different stuff. I take it one thing at a time, but I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's always a lot. You know, when the devil's out, I'm in the house with the devil. Matthew chapter 13. The same day went Jesus out of the house and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto him in parables, saying, behold, answer went forth to sow, and when he stowed some seeds fell by the wayside, right there. So when people are going to fall by the wayside when you're trying to build a kingdom, you're going to deal with different things, but you got to stay focused. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow, and when he stowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up right there. What's going to happen? I told you, spirits on earth, they possess people, take over people, and do things to people by scripture. Your reading is going to be Matthew chapter 13, 15 to 58. Matthew chapter 13, 15 to 58. I did the reading on the last one, on the last verse. Let's rock. Next, we got Ezekiel chapter 13, starting at 12. Then the Spirit took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, blessed be the glory of the Lord from his place. Right there in hell, they rush up behind you. Remember? They're ramming up behind you. So you're going to hear a great rushing behind you when they're ramming up behind you when you go to hell. So the Spirit, but the hand of the Lord was strong upon me. Then I came to them of the captivity at Tel Aviv that dwelt by the river of Chabar, and I sat and remarked, thou astonished among them 7 days. That's God's number. So astonished talks about the power of God. He's astonishing. So his presence is astonishing. That the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word set my mouth, and give them warning from me when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest them not warning from his wicked way to save his life. The same wicked way save his life, same wicked way to save. Hold on. What? Shall die. He shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. So right there, if you don't warn people about Jesus Christ, if you don't tell people about God, you're going to die and you're going to go to hell because you're not spreading the good news as God told you. That's a sign of somebody being equal with God's record, getting to God's record. Everywhere they go to tell people Jesus Christ is real, serve God. If you're not doing that, you're going to go to hell by scripture. Iniquity but his blood will I require at thy hand. Let it thou warn the wicked, return from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way. He shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness and stumbling block before him, he shall die because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin. Right there. When you go without knowing the truth about God, you die in your sin. You die in your sin and you go to hell. So if someone went ahead, they didn't serve God, trust Jesus Christ, they died in their sin. They went to hell. In his sin, in his sin, in his righteousness, which he hath done, shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that things have his sin, and not, and he doeth not sin, he shall surely die. Live, surely live. What it's saying is if he does not cling to his sin and clings to God, he'll surely live. So that's a sure, that shows you that that's a curse. Because if you are sinning, you're going to die. That's what it's saying. You sin, you die. That's a one-to-one thing. All sin makes you die. Any sin makes you die. And he doeth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned also thou hast delivered thy soul. Right there. If you don't tell someone to trust, to serve God, trust Jesus Christ, you're going to go to hell. If you don't tell people that Jesus Christ is real and to serve God, you go to hell in their place. Like you go to hell. Because what happens, God brings someone to talk to them and they learn about him by scripture. Your reading is going to be 21 to 27. I read the last one. Time for the crux, nigga. Hold on. Ezekiel chapter 3. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that he worked. He worked up. The word of the Lord. The word of the Lord came to them of the captivity at Tel Aviv, that dwell by their river at Chabar, among them 7 days. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman on unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Right there, the watchman has to give warning that God is coming, as I'm doing. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, at nor speakest to warn the wicked, thou speakest from his wicked way to save his life. Right there. If you don't try and do it, if you just go with the flow, you're going to go to hell. Anyone who says they want to go with the flow, you're going to end up going to hell by scripture. Because some people talk about they're just living. They don't want to say nothing. They said it's too much to say. You're going to go to hell. Which ye hath done shall not be hold on. But thou hast delivered thy soul. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered. Of his blood will I require of thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul, and he the way the wave the wound of the Lord was there upon me, and he said unto me, Arise, go forth into the plain, and I will there talk with thee. Then I arose and went forth into the plain. Right there, that's the wilderness. It's the wilderness. Because if you're being led by God, he told him to get led there because he was going to get led by God. If you're not serving God, you're going to miss your turn to go to the wilderness. If you're not serving God, you're going to miss your chance to go to the wilderness. By scripture, I will I will there talk with thee. Then I arose and went forth into the plain, and behold, the glory which I saw by the river by Chabar, and I fell on me face. Right there. Remember, it says you're going to fall down as if dead to God. You'll fall on your face. He fell on his face because he found God. He found God. That right there, you got to find God. You got to find God with everything. Because remember, he was in these different spots. He was there. He was looking for water. He was looking for many different things. But what was it that he went to the most to look for? God. You got to find God by all means. That's very important. The reading is Ezekiel chapter 14, 1 to 17. Ezekiel chapter 14, 1 to 17. I got 10. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight 20 shekels a day from time to time shall thou drink. Right. Fear and hell. Right there. Matthew. Up here. You got free motion time to time to drink. In hell you can't. Right there. Your free will is not there in hell. It's telling you, you got money is here. Free will is here. Movement's here. Not now. In hell, you don't have none of that. Your freedoms are taken away by scripture. It's given to you right there. It tells you. Because remember, what do they associate with hell? Money. So it's saying 20 shekels. So it's comparing 20 shekels and yet time to time. It's talking about from time to time, moment to moment, day to day. Any moment you move, you have free will. You have freedom because God allows. That's why you got to seek God at all will. Trusting in Jesus Christ. Let's do it, nigga. All rights reserved.